Hi everyone, it's Jack from Jack's English, and today we're doing something a little different. It's going to be a Q&A so you can get to know me a little better and hopefully you can pick up some tips and vocabulary along the way. So let's get straight into our Q&A. I have a list of questions here. These are from students who have asked me questions via Instagram, YouTube, or face-to-face. So I'm going to answer your questions about my private life and also some tips that you've requested. So let's get straight into question one. So the first question I have is, what are some good books for intermediate and advanced students? And this is from Yaman in Turkey. So my advice to you is a couple of books that I have enjoyed reading and I do recommend to my students, and they are Animal Farm and Lord of the Flies. They're very different stories, but they're really classic stories and they're not too difficult. So if you're kind of high intermediate or advanced, these would be great for you. You can really pick up a lot of good language and language that you can actually use in real life. Beyond this, I recommend using blogs. I don't know if you're familiar with using blogs, if you have actually explored blogs before, but blogs are a great place for learning English while reading about something you're interested in. So for example, for me, I really like travel and outdoor adventure. So if you can find a blog that's about that topic, and then it will be very difficult, but if you can pick up the vocabulary and structures from that, that's a great way of improving your reading. Okay, the next question is, where do you teach? Where do I teach? I teach here in South Korea, and it's really hot today, by the way. I've been in Korea for 10 years now. I teach English in an academy in Gangnam, around Gangnam, and I've been here for about a year, and since I really like this place, I intend to be here for another 3 or 4 years. The next question is from, this is my student Becky Park, and she said, I need a British female for shadowing. Who do you suggest? Now, I've had this question from many people actually through Instagram, both male and female. I'll focus on this question today. Now, she's looking for a British female, so we need someone who speaks well, is quite easy to understand, and speaks in a way that we can actually copy. You know, I don't want a very strong accent. So the first one that I recommend is Emily Blunt. She has become very famous in the last 4 or 5 years. She's got wonderful pronunciation. It's quite what we would say posh, which means that she's from a more affluent area of England. That's what the accent would suggest. But it's a lovely accent that I recommend copying. The other person I'd say is Emma Watson. Actually, she's even more posh, but she's so well spoken and she's so careful with her pronunciation that I think she's a great person to copy and just follow, you know, just listen to her speeches. She has a lot of speeches online that you can follow, and I think there are some good videos for following her with the subtitles below as well. Okay, let's go to the next one. What languages do you speak? Well, I suppose only 3. Obviously English and then German. I speak a little bit of German, I suppose beginner level German. This is what I learnt in school and I actually really enjoyed. So at that time I wasn't bad. But my second language really is Korean. I speak Korean to kind of an upper intermediate level. I may be doing a Korean vlog soon, so you'll be able to see my Korean one day in the future. Now, the next one is another tip-related question, and this is from Joy. I'm an advanced English learner, but listening needs improving. Any tips? Okay, so we're focusing on advanced listening. Now, I recommend 2 things here. I think one of the big problems for advanced learners is that they very often listen to content that they're comfortable with. So try to get out of your comfort zone with the content. The 2 ways that I recommend to do that are, firstly, use the radio because it's constantly new content at a very fast pace. This is how I learnt Korean listening. Even if you understand a tiny amount, still use the radio. I recommend that. The other thing I would say is, if you have any listening content, very often there's a function where you can speed it up. Try to speed up the content to 1.5 times, 1.75 times, 2 times the speed, and then see what you can catch. See if you can understand the main meaning of that content, and just keep pushing yourself harder and harder. I think you'd be able to get up to 2 times the speed and just catch what they're saying. And that will really help you out for conversations in the future. Okay, I'm going to do one more question. And this is another one about me. Will you live in Korea forever? I've had this question quite a few times from my students here. And the answer, unfortunately, is no. I intend to go back to England in 3 or 4 years because I miss England and I want a bit of a quieter life. We live in the city of Seoul, and it's not really matched to my kind of lifestyle. I'm a bit of an outdoorsman. I like being outdoors, and I like a bit of peace and quiet. I do like socializing and I like people, but I think I would be more matched to kind of a British town or village. So yeah, that's our plan. We intend to go back to England in about 3 or 4 years, and I imagine we'll be living around Oxford. So if anyone wants to come and visit, maybe there'll be an opportunity around Oxford. Okay, I think that's everything that I'm going to cover in this video. I will do more Q&As in the future. If you have any questions, let me know below, and I promise you I'll keep them for future Q&A videos. You can ask me anything about me. I may answer, I may not. It depends on how personal the question is. And of course, ask me any tips, any advice you need. I teach IELTS, so if you have any IELTS questions as well, let me know. And thank you very much for watching today's video. It's much more comfortable for me. I'm sitting down, which is unusual. I hope you have a wonderful week this week. Please give me that like, and if you haven't already, subscribe below and join me for more lessons in the future. So have a great week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.